For those of you that just come in, go ahead and make your way to your seats now. We're about to get the show on the road. Everyone who's standing along the back wall will need you to clear out and find a proper seat. The graduate students are going to be coming that way. We want to make sure their path is unobstructed. There's overflow seating for the few stragglers across the hallway in hub at 250. If you have empty seats next to you, go ahead and squish in and we'll make space for everyone we can. Otherwise, we're about to get started, and thank you all for coming here.
Good morning. Okay, wait. Let's see if we do that better. Good morning. How about let's just get it over with right now. Class of 2025. Okay. Before I get this going, here's the service announcement. We've got extra seats. I need people to find seats. We got a whole row in there, so run for it. Everybody else, take a look around. Get to know your neighbors. If you're not right next to your neighbor, I'm going to ask you to move in. Okay. We're going to run a tight ship here today. So I need to make sure all the extra seats are being used. So we'll let folks file in. Yep, there's seats there. We've got some there. Scooch in, everybody. Welcome. This is a very exciting morning for us all. I'm Rachel Chakowski. I'm the chair of the Political Science Department. I'm a professor of comparative and international law and human rights. I'm delighted to be here with you today to celebrate the commencement of Political Science's outstanding and innovative class of 2025. We're just going to be clapping a lot today. You made it. No, you guys really made it. You're here. You're sitting here. This is exciting. Today, we celebrate you. Today, this event is about you. We're celebrating what you have accomplished and the resilience that you all have shown to get there, despite unprecedented circumstances along the way, for sure. You've persevered with levels of tenacity and flexibility and empathy that continues to inspire all of us. It's been an honor to be on this journey with you. Political science is the study of systems of governance and power, and you're leaving our program today equipped to take on the major local and global challenges of our time. And this is the world. This is a world we need those problem-solving skills in very, very much. In our courses, we've tried to underscore the point that you're citizens of the world. You're always connected to other people, and that your actions inevitably impact others. Our hope is that we've equipped and inspired you to remain curious of varying and opposing viewpoints, push the scales towards justice, and always follow your passions. You are skilled critical thinkers. You're able to take on complex political issues in a single bound. You're better communicators, able to articulate complex ideas in written and in verbal form. You all are global citizens, able to articulate a vision of the world that situates yourself among a larger whole, and that you can and you do make a difference. To the family and friends of this amazing graduating class who are joining us here today in person or over there on the video stream, it's exciting to see you here today as we support these graduates to become the scholar and the person they are today. Graduates, I want you to take a moment here to give a shout out, send a kiss, give a wave to all these amazing family and friends who have been on this journey with you. Look at them. Woo! Find your people, find them. You can stand up, look for them. They're waving at you. They're sending kisses. They love you. And I went home. Woo! We so appreciate the level of trust that you all have placed in us in the hands of the political science faculty, the staff, and its teaching support. I'm fortunate to work with many wonderful people who support and engage in the students in and outside of the classroom. I'd like to recognize them today as we get started. So first, our fantastic faculty that are here with me today. I'll just have you guys give a wave when I yell out your name. So Professor James Long, Professor Osley Johnson, Professor Tony Gill, Professor John Wilkerson, Professor Caitlin Ainsley, Professor Gabby Levy, Professor Chris Adolph, Professor Jack Turner, Professor George Lovell, Professor Scott Lemieux, Professor Nogaroto and Professor Mark Smith. I got them all. I also want to recognize our phenomenal staff. So we have a fantastic advising team, including our Director of Academic Services, Mira Roy, our undergraduate advisors, Tamara Solinger, Danny Ayala Robles, and grad program assistant, Alan Gregoire. Put it up for them. Our department administrator, Ed Connery, Ling Fu, who's our fiscal specialist, and Natalie Lanza, our admin assistant. Thanks also to Steve Dunn, our computer specialist. This core group of staff, led by our fearless Mira Roy, is also responsible for this amazing event today. So let's put it up with them. We also have some support here today. I want to give a shout out to. We have some students that are helping us out along the edges, and also very much so our amazing photographer, Tara Brown, and also our music by the Miller Song Tran Trio. So thank you to all those that are making this possible today. Recognition also goes to our graduate student teachers who have been a part of your students' life here at the University of Washington. You know them as some of the best instructors on campus, and we could not do this operation without them. And finally, several undergraduate writing tutors from our Writing Center are sitting among you today. They have provided invaluable service for students across many departments under the guidance of our director of the Writing Center, Yuleni Venegas Lopez, our Writing Center director. Okay, we've done enough of the formalities, you guys. Let's get this party started. So you all have your programs and you can follow along, but we're going to start off today with our undergraduate awards, and then we're just going to keep going. So I'm going to turn this mic over to Professor James Long to head up on the student awards. So let's welcome him to the stage.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning. My name is James Long, and I'm a professor of comparative politics and political economy. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's undergraduate awards, and if you wouldn't mind holding our applause until I'm done reading each citation. I'll start with the Dahl Award. Each year, our department gives the Dahl Award to the most outstanding graduating senior in political science. The award is named after Robert Dahl, who received his undergraduate degree in our department and went on to become one of the most influential and important political scientists of the 20th century. His work laid the foundations for how we understand the necessary components for healthy democracies, including pluralism, participation, inclusion, and civic engagement. Dahl awardees not only distinguish themselves in the classroom, but demonstrate the virtue of good citizenship. This year's award goes to Zoe Stylianides. Zoe graduates. Zoe graduates with honors in a dual major in political science and philosophy, Phi Beta Kappa, with a 3.99 GPA. Beyond her talent in the classroom, Zoe founded and edited the first volume of UW's Journal of Political Science, which I have here, and which publishes original research articles from UW undergraduates. Zoe also served as the director of internal policy for ASUW, and after graduation, she will launch a new program for at-risk youth in Snohomish County as she applies to law and graduate school. Zoe, your scholarship and dedication to public service embody the finest traditions of Robert Dahl. Congratulations. All right, next is the Lev Award. This award is given to the best honors thesis written by a graduating senior. This honor is named after Professor Daniel Lev, who founded the department's honors program. Honor students take a series of rigorous seminars and then undertake original research collection and analysis of writing of a major thesis. Our honor students have great postgraduate success, going on to some of the nation's top law and graduate programs, as well as careers in public service and the private sector. This year's Lev Award goes to Kai Seidenberg. Kai's thesis, Beyond Religious Exclusion, deliberative democracy, and mutual respect advances our understandings of the place of religion in democratic processes. One faculty said, quote, Kai's thesis is unapologetically original, cogently argued and defended, well-written and captivating. After graduating, Kai is moving to DC to intern for Congresswoman Teresa Ledger Fernandez and pursue a career on Capitol Hill. As political scientists, my colleagues and I can safely say we could use more Kais working on Capitol Hill. Congratulations. And finally, the Rediker Award, which is given annually to recognize significant undergraduate achievement and public service. It is named after Sharon Rediker, who served as the department's academic services director for 17 years. Her commitment to citizenship contributed greatly to the development of our department's internship and volunteer service programs. This year's award goes to Amaria Rosado. As a Udall Foundation congressional intern, legislative intern for the Washington State House of Representatives, an intern for Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal and the Civil Rights Justice Center, Amaria has gone above and beyond applying her political science education to policy advocacy work at the state, federal, and tribal levels of government. She also has a demonstrated lifelong commitment to volunteering and public service in her tribal community. As a finalist for the Yale Law Scholars Program, in the coming year, Amaria will stay busy applying for law school while also conducting research in Armenia and Colombia on the effects of tourism on local communities. Amaria, we can't wait to see where you're headed next. Congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Asli Kansunar, and I'm a professor of comparative politics and political economy. I teach courses in comparative politics, Middle East politics, and economic inequality. And it's my pleasure to introduce this year's PhD graduates. The UW Department of Political Science has established itself as one of the top graduate programs in the nation. Based upon the creativity and strong intellectual reputation of our faculty, we're able to compete with the nation's top universities for the best and brightest graduate students. Our students undertake a rigorous course of advanced study, frequently publishing their research in peer-reviewed academic journals. They also serve in an indispensable teaching role by leading discussion sessions, quiz sections, giving lectures, and teaching their own courses. Candidates for PhD must complete a dissertation that makes an original contribution to knowledge, and they defend their dissertation before a committee of professors from the department and university. So it's really hard work. We're extremely proud of our graduate students who go on to attain top positions in academia, government, and business. Now, each PhD student will be joined by faculty on stage for hooting. This ritual signifies the culmination of doctoral studies and the transition from candidate to colleague. It also signifies survival, really it does. After years of endless edits, caffeine-filled all-nighters, and committee-induced panic, guilty as charged, you are finally free to enjoy daylight and sanity in your office that's probably going to have windows, so congratulations. First of all, we're going to have Lucas Owen completing a dissertation entitled How Standards Solve the Problems of Supply Chain Disintegration for Independent Technologies. After graduating, Lucas plans to work in private sector. Next, we have Jeffrey Grove, completed a dissertation entitled Mapping the Interior, Land Offices, Technology and Bureaucratic Development in the 19th Century America. Jeff will be a lecturer at Singapore Management University. Next, we have Sebastian Mayer, who completed a dissertation entitled No More Sticking to Sports, Black Athlete Activism and Its Political Consequences. Sebastian is a part-time lecturer at UW and an associate faculty at Edmonds College. Next, we have Joanne Go, who completed a dissertation entitled Under Watchful Eyes, How Surveillance Technology Collect and Disseminate Information for the State. Joanne is a postdoctoral fellow for the Better Government Lab at Georgetown University. And finally, we have Christiana Parr, who completed a dissertation entitled Shaping Civil Society, Media, Donors, and Public Trust in South Asian NGOs. Christiana will be an assistant professor of political science at Singapore Management University next year. Our PhD graduates, we're really proud of you. And please join me in congratulating this year's PhD graduates. Thanks.
I was given a script because they don't trust what I'm going to say. My name is Anthony Gill, and I am a professor in the political science department. Not surprisingly, it's the political science convocation. In my 31 years here teaching political economy and religion, I've had the great pleasure of working with thousands of students who are passionate about understanding the social world in which we live. It is my pleasure today to introduce one of those students who survived several of my classes, which is impressive considering that I'm one of the more difficult graders in the department. Each year, students in the upcoming graduating class are invited to submit a speech to deliver to you at the convocation. We evaluate those proposals and choose the most inspiring and intellectually engaging one. This year, we have selected Christina Jew. Christina is a double major in philosophy and political science with a focus on political economy. Wait a minute, let me reread that. Christina is a double major in political science and then philosophy with a focus on political economy. Christina is also earning a minor in global health. Very good. While at the UW, Christina has been a research assistant for the Harry Bridges Center for Labor Studies, an RA in the residence halls, and a tutor in our writing center. After graduating, Christina plans to take a gap year while studying for the LSATs, a full year. Good, you'll be absolutely ready. Folks, congratulate Christina, and it's your microphone now.
All right. Hello, everyone. And thank you, Professor Gill, for the kind introduction. And I must say, amazing cowboy hat, as always. And hello, everyone. It is truly an honor to be speaking here today. With the few minutes that I have in front of you all, I would like to start off with a short story about one of the most important figures in my life, and that's my dad. The few moments that I had a chance to talk with him were always brief. After the 2008 economic recession, he worked 3 different jobs to support our family of 5. I would often hear him come home, exhausted, 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, but no matter how late he returned, sore from his long shifts, he would always wake up early to drive me to school. Those 10-minute car rides became something I cherished. Some mornings we sat in silence, letting the radio fill the space with news of the latest headlines. I didn't recognize it at first, but those quiet and intimate moments became a morning ritual that would shape the way that I see the world. By the time I was in 8th grade, the 2016 US presidential election rolled around, and I started paying closer attention. Part of it was just to have something more to talk about with my dad, but soon I began to understand how deeply politics touched every part of our lives. It didn't just live in the headlines coming from the speakers of my dad's little Toyota. It lived in the grocery store down the street, and the school that I was being driven to, and the hospitals that my parents avoided, fearing the cost more than their own symptoms. And as he drove me to school every morning, he also drove me to study political science here at UW. In many ways, this ritual still lives on, and now every morning on my way to class, I put my earbuds in and tune into the news. I'll admit, it can feel a little grim, starting my day with stories of war, of genocide, attacks on democracy, the suppression of free speech, and yes, even the price of eggs. But the moment I sit in the classroom, I'm reminded of why I'm here, of why all of us, the graduates sitting here today, are here. And it's because we all chose to engage, not turning away from the community that has supported us, and the very same community that needs us now more than ever. People often call the class of 2025 resilient, and for good reason. We survived online learning during the pandemic, took a class or two, or maybe even too many at UW that assigned a little too dry or assigned way too many readings. But we all did this while balancing our roles as students, coworkers, friends, and family members. And we're now all here, finally, to celebrate with the people who helped us cross this well-earned finish line. But as we celebrate, I would like to remind us of the new privilege that we now hold. We did not earn our degrees simply to add to our resumes. We gained tools to think critically and to act with purpose in a world that often still feels like it's on fire. But these tools aren't just for ourselves. They're meant to help us stand up for each other. Because resilience isn't only about just getting through hard times. It also shows up in how we support each other. It's the same lesson of resilience I've learned from my dad, as he drove me to school every day without fail. The examples he set of persistence and care has stayed with me deeply, and I see the same traits in this very graduating class. However uncertain the future may be, we've proven that we won't face it alone, and that is how we will conquer what comes next. So as I wrap up my time here on stage, I would like to share my thanks to my fellow classmates, my professors, and of course, my dad, who has driven me to every place I've ever needed to be. Congratulations once again, class of 2025.
My name is John Wilkerson. I'm a professor of American politics, and I have the honor of announcing and introducing this year's distinguished alumna. This award recognizes alumni with remarkable achievements that exemplify our core department mission and who can serve as a role model for current political science students. I'm pleased to announce that the 2025 Distinguished Alumna Award goes to Jasmine Weaver for her extraordinary work in policy and public service and for a career dedicated to reducing social and economic inequalities. I was one of Jasmine's instructors, and I distinctly remember the first time we met. It was after an exam. She didn't question her grade, which was quite good. She asked what she could do to improve. And that got my attention, as you can see. Only a few students over the years have asked that question, including at least one student who's here today. Jasmine went on to graduate with 3 majors in political science, philosophy, and community environmental planning. She was elected president of the Associated Students of the University of Washington by 25 votes and earned the Dean's Medal as top graduate in all of the social sciences. After graduating, Jasmine was selected as a George Mitchell Scholar, receiving a year of fully funded study in Ireland, where she obtained a Master's of Science in Equality Studies from the University College Dublin. She also holds a master's degree in public policy from Harvard's Kennedy School. And since 2017, Jasmine has served as the Executive Vice President of Civic Ventures, an organization that works to reduce economic equality at the local, state, and national levels. Before joining Civic Ventures, she served as Deputy Director of Seattle's Office of Intergovernmental Relations, overseeing the city's interactions with the state and federal governments and tribal nations. And before that, she worked as a legislative director for a national union organizing campaign, helping to organize tens of thousands of workers across the country to secure better pay and benefits. Please welcome Jasmine Weaver, who will be our distinguished alumnus speaker today.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Professor Wilkerson. Hello, class of 2025, and congratulations on your graduation. You all should be incredibly proud of this accomplishment. I know your family and friends are. I remember sitting in your shoes in the class of 2002, and I know how hard you all have worked to get here. So I hope you will take some time to celebrate and enjoy this very special day. I am truly honored to receive this award. And honestly, it's a little ironic. Because what Professor Wilkerson didn't mention is that when I was a student here, I was not popular with the administration. This department was always incredibly kind and supportive, but I caused a lot of trouble on campus. I led protests at the home of the UW president. I sued the University of Washington to block an illegal tuition increase and won. They had to refund $1.5 million to students. And when I was student body president, I once had a meeting with the university president where he got so mad at me that he crushed a wine glass in his hand. I brought him a nice plastic UW water bottle for our next visit. He did not appreciate that. In fact, on my graduation day, a top administrator sought me out to tell me how happy the administration was that I was leaving. So even those of you who caused some trouble on campus may someday be welcomed back. Despite all the trouble I caused, or maybe because of it, when I graduated from the University of Washington, I was proud of what I had accomplished. Like many of you, I'd been active on campus. I'd spoken up for the things I believed in. I'd taken on leadership roles. I'd studied very hard, and I'd worked to make a difference. And yet, even with all of that, I still carried some quiet doubts. I thought that somewhere out in the world, maybe in Washington, D.C. or New York, there was a group of people who really had it figured out. People from more famous schools, people from more, with better networks and connections, people, I thought, who must hold the answers. I am here to tell you, for better and for worse, there is no such group of people out there. You graduating from the UW today, you are just as prepared as anyone in the world to go out and have a huge impact in whatever field you pursue. I first began to realize this after graduating from the UW and going to Harvard to earn a master's in public policy. Part of me thought, this must be where the people are that know everything. But as the months went by and I interacted with my fellow students, my professors, and the many, many speakers who came to campus, from members of Congress to cabinet secretaries to top business leaders, it became very clear to me that there is no secret club of political geniuses, no room full of people who have it all figured out. The people I was interacting with were just like my classmates at the UW, except that more of them had come from wealthy backgrounds or more privileged families, and they started off with a leg up. But they definitely had no special knowledge or insights that my classmates here lacked. In fact, because so many of them had been born into privilege, they lacked a basic understanding of the struggles facing other people. I thought to myself, can these really be the people making the decisions that run our country? After I graduated from Harvard, I went to DC and took a job fighting for healthcare reform for working people. And my suspicions were further confirmed. As I worked at the state and federal level with policymakers across the country, I interacted with many wonderful people, but also many people I could not believe were in the positions of power that they held. What I found again and again was that there was no special group of people making our policies. They were just people who got involved in politics and stayed involved, and they worked their way up, even if they had no special gifts. All of this brings me to one of the most important lessons I've learned. What sets people apart in politics, for the most part, isn't hidden knowledge. It isn't fancy credentials or family connections, although don't get me wrong, those do help. But what really makes a difference is a willingness to show up, work hard, and take chances. There's a saying I often use in politics, and it holds true far beyond the halls of government. You must be present to win. You don't have to be the most brilliant person in the room. You don't have to have a perfect resume. You certainly don't have to be the tallest. I'm not kidding, I'm wearing like 4-inch heels here to see over this. You just have to show up, raise your hand, try something bold, and work hard. That's what opens doors. That's what builds an impactful career. That's how you change things. When I moved back to Seattle after my time away, I brought these lessons with me. I jumped at every opportunity, even if I wasn't sure I was ready. I took chances and I worked very hard. And I've been able to build a career that I'm proud of. I don't hold elected office and I'm never in the news, but I've been able to have a huge impact on many issues that I care deeply about. From helping increase the minimum wage in Washington state and across the country, to enacting stronger overtime protections for workers, to making our tax system fairer. I have met with presidential candidates. I have visited the White House. I've worked with governors, members of Congress, cabinet secretaries, state legislators, and mayors. And I've never doubted that I belong in those rooms. Because every time I'm in one of them, I see that these decision makers are just people. People who took a risk and kept showing up. And that means that you can do it too, because you are ready. This university has prepared you. Your lived experience has prepared you. The time you spent in student groups, in class, organizing protests, writing papers, doing internships, surviving finals, it has all prepared you. It's easy to feel small in this world, but change doesn't come from standing on the sidelines and hoping that some political genius will come and fix things. It comes from being willing to step into the arena. And you, class of 2025, we need you in the arena. You are graduating at a time of great challenge. Climate change, economic inequality, threats to democracy, violent conflicts around the world. These are real, but so is your voice. So is your power. You don't have to wait until you're 100% ready to lead. Nobody ever is. So step into every room like you belong, because you do. Step into your community like it needs you, because it does. And step into whatever is next for you like you're ready, because you are. And remember, you must be present to win. Congratulations again, class of 2025, and thank you.
Okay, so this is what you all have been waiting for. So, woo! We're gonna start. To my who are going to be doing the student recognition, I just want to remind you, Tara Brown, our fantastical photographer, is getting the shot you all want. So don't worry. They'll all be free to download here after the ceremony in a few weeks, but we've got that shot for you. So here we go. We need the other mic on. Good morning. My name's Caitlin Ainsley. I'm a professor of back. Yeah, sorry. My name's Caitlin Ainsley. I'm a professor of political economy and political methodology.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriella Levy, and I'm an assistant professor of political science. It is our great pleasure to introduce this year's undergraduates. First, we will just say a few words of introduction about our undergraduate program. Over 6,000 students took political science classes in the past year, and we have 1,154 students in our major this year. 446 undergraduates have graduated with a political science major between summer 2024 and summer 2025. Go class of 2025. One of the advantages of being a large major is that it allows us to offer our students a wide variety of courses from which they design their individual programs of study. During the last year, we taught more than 100 undergraduate courses on important topics such as US Latino politics, comparative law and courts, international conflict, government and politics in the Middle East and North Africa, American foreign policy, and global crime and corruption. In these and other courses, our students are engaged in writing, research, and critical discussions, preparing them to be the change makers that we need in the world today.
Besides their coursework, many of our students participate in internships for academic credit. Students find placements in non-governmental organizations, working on issues from human rights to the environment. They also obtain competitive placements in federal, state, and local government offices, taking them to Olympia as well as Washington, D.C. Our department also offers rigorous research opportunities through our honors program, CAP Fellows program, and research assistant positions on faculty grant-funded research products. It is now our pleasure to introduce the graduating class of 2025. As we read each name, students will walk across the stage and receive a letter of congratulations from our department chair, Professor Rachel Chakowski.
Do you want me to go up there?
I can.
Can you reach? Okay.
Zoe Stylianides. Kai Seidenberg. Amaria Shanice Rosado. Christina Jew. Teresa Maselli. Chase Tapley. Christine Son. Aiden Leffler. Vic Bolban. Mia Savoldelli. Kalea Shimizu. Jillian Conrad. Lucia Ane. Rachel Plotkin. Grace Buckman. Chloe Teo. Farah Gassadin. Anders McAllister. Emma Schwartz. Alicia Leslie Lopez. Ava Gardner. Madison Brock Alexander. Tyler Chen. Carmen Young. Jordan Rank. Emma Rubert. Olivia Strong. Soren Sackett. Crystal Lee. Eric Carlson. Maria Guadalupe Lopez Cruz. Samaya Mohammed. Dana Ibrahim. Juliana Giannoni. Carson Davis.
Laquone Smith. Zachary Smith. Grant Bellicue. Maddie Chidsey. Sydney Spencer. Camden Westendorf. Ava Campy. Van Wooduk. James Cordy. Lauren Jengard. Courtney Belikoff. Alexis Weathers. Kira Wenick. Isabella Victoria. Emily Huan. Sam Liang. Kaylin Shibley. Brett Chiumi. John Lawrence Taluto. Hannah Westfall. Madeline Dodds. Ria Rondeva. Kylie Kruger. Bryce Herbal. Aubin Seymour. Elena Jones. Kiera Henson. Haley Alexandria Chun. Kaylee Bartley. Michael Cornick. Manar Mutar. Sarah Michael Plate. Haley Whitcomb. Isla Nye. Ethan Bossio. Tatiana Tatum. Abigail Cummings. Luke Clausen. Caitlin Sheeran. Brian Payne Jr. Diego Felgueres Arevalo. Jasmine Shebani. Jennifer Roberts. Lance Broderhausen. Caitlin Taylor. Corinne Ryan. Marnie Merritt. Jake Bird. Devin Lingeford. Kayla Harstad. Darren Hassey. Evan Kilburn. Luke Nave. Carter Demisa. Catherine Abreu. Julia Cuna Santamaria. Jasmine Nunez Guzman. Cecilia Chanta Alavong. Baini Kaur. Alex Sun. Ben Aber. Nai Ilal.
Hannah Inue. Aiden Rohr. Henry O'Doffer. Evangeline Ashbus. Andrew Delinsky. Amelie Butler. Isabel Cyprin. Max Franz Knight. Sophia Torres. Anna Poole Norby. Connor Franz. Cody Carilli Stevenson. Adam Lamb. Grace Videlli. Maria Freeman. Christian Flynn. Robert Goldsmith. Esther Himmelfarb. Ashley Garza. Brandon Spooner. Edie Troy. John Byerly. Hugo Swangstu. Paul Segrist. Chunche Wang. Julian Guevara. Max Zuber. Sophia Morin. Ty Gilstrap. Jackson Baumgardner. Shinyi Shan. Ryan Lay. Eric Wynn. Kim Dong. Zoe Hawkins. Tafiq Bahari. Hayden Klingham. Addison Green. Hosai Sahak. Kayla Stanek. Amelia Garl Jones. Lauren Williams. Elle Baker. Madeline Guram. Ashley Wu. Tina Theodora Jugert. Carmen Seidler Dever. Suhaj Bir Dhaliwal. Jonah Deem. Kimberly Ill. John Oliver Iseralde Baswell. Leonti Colidi. Mario Fallet Biamonte. Adriana Amonte.
Sophia A. Hernandez. Noelia Garcia Rivera. Samantha Gico. Lady Hernandez Quiros. Maya Russell Hoff. Mouna Irnaguthi. Brianna Knowles. Sophia Paiza. Kylie Rashkin. Griffin Marich. Noah Zolden. Will Patinski. Lucy Hiegler. Naomi Hilo. Cash Taylor. Connor Swanson. Lawrence Pay. Olivia Daniels Follis. Claire Killian. Apomia Hailu. Solomon Fitzgerald. Patrick McGough. Sydney Fields. Jacob Zindler. Isaac Bronfine. Stephanie Para. Nathan Johnson. Martel Nurano. Jolyn Vu. Calypso Bettis. Jack Pritchard. Julia Tempelis. Elizabeth Bodich. Raya Radfar. Bailey Kohler. Brisa Brambilla. Yekaterina Tishkova. Madeline Swanee. Alex Anderson. Torian Thurgill Lewis. Madeline Stadler. Naomi Correa. Haley McGarry. Tyson Koch. Congrats. Sophia Gracile. Sean Southard. Emily Wenzel. David Geegan. Osvaldo Varias Garcia. Allison Santos Rodriguez. Isabel Lee. Kimberly Ugadan. Esther Commission. Greta Jarecki. Megan Rudberg. Maxwell Ognall. Hannah Ernie. Olivia Meek. Dylan Habening. Chloe Yee. Owen Green. Hannah Powell. Hannah Grant. Leo Leggett. Neda Aljumali. Mary Thurlow. Hannah Dominguez. Noah Burren. Gabrielle Ardilla. Jared Jackson. Noelani Yonahara Stewart. Denise Melendez Masin. Person Averda. Tyler Holter. Bethlehem Abraham. Beatrice Rugge. Isabel Marie Caballero Smith. Gia Pun. Ryan Potsman. Angela Alexa Gutierrez. Chiuetong Lee. Benjamin Friedland. Madison Ray. Anna Kressler. Douglas Ha. Ryan Hablowitz. Misha Weber. Stephen Buchanan. Alani Anderson Baldwin. Hara Segaye Amente. Victor Garcia. Justin Song. Haley Haywan Bartlett. Hakeem Hernandez. Sam Lee. Pienya Gao. Ingrid Park. Audrey Meikle. And Max Flint. Can we give a big round of applause to our grads?
Wow, what an impressive crew, for sure. You made it. Yeah. We made it. We are confident that you will continue to make a difference in your families, in your communities, and in your world, fostering your sense of curiosity and following your passion. The world needs your creative and resilient energy now more than ever. I can't say that enough. So we're looking to y'all, and we're excited. And we'll be here. We'll be here cheering you on as you embark on this new journey. Remember, you're not alone. Stay in touch. We have many ways for our alumni to stay connected to us and your fellow political science alumni. So check out your program. There's some links there to stay connected. We do have one final visitor who I don't think is here yet. I'm scanning the audience to see. Natalie, any updates? The drum roll is on. Maybe if we start going, that's a hint. Nope. Okay, well, we might come running in at the last minute, but okay. This has been an incredible moment to be here with you, class of 2025. We have our photographer, Tara, will continue to remain active and in the area. We will be bringing down our balloons and our poli-sci sign if you want to snap some photos. So maybe we'll pull those a little further over. But otherwise, we are so excited to stay connected and in touch. Look to the back of your programs on how to then download your photos. And with that said, I'm going to do a wrap for the class of 2025. Let's put it out. You guys can go. Right now, jobs up. What He's on his way. Should be entering the side door any second. I should just say too, Debs is on his way.